Pandemic 2020. How's yours going? Let me tell you about mine. Welcome to Master of CheMOMstry, where motherhood and science collide. My name is Joy, and I love to share my experiences with others in hopes that it helps them on their journey. Today's video is called Pandemic Reflections. Some things have changed, but not everything. Before I get started, please make sure to like this video as well as to subscribe to my channel. In my reflection, I'm going to have 3 pairs of items that I'm going to discuss. In each pair, there's going to be something that's changed and something that stayed the same. I'm a distance learning educator and I teach 3 high school science courses. I teach both online and blended courses, and everything went online when the schools closed. So what has stayed the same is that I still work from my home office. I still email my students, I still plan curriculum for my students, I record video for my students, and I grade work. That hasn't changed. But what has changed is that I'm working from home now with 3 children. At this time, I have a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old. My 9 and 6-year-old are relatively self-sufficient. They get up in the morning, watch TV, they go to the bathroom on their own, they can get snacks and water if they need it. It's the 2-year-old that really throws a wrench in things. When the pandemic began, school closures happened, daycares closed. We soon realized that our toddler was incredibly dangerous. Because she liked climbing on counters, because she could reach things on the counter that we didn't think she could reach, we had to hide the knife block and all knives. We also had to hide the fruit because number 1, we kept finding fruit with bites taken out of it, and number 2, she was walking around with fruit when we least expected it. I still have to do my job even though I'm taking care of my 3 kids, right? So I have to work in pockets of time. The kids are upstairs playing Legos. The toddler is watching Curious George. I've got a little bit of time that I can do some grading, answer some emails. Nap time is when a lot more work can get done. My older kids are working on their schoolwork, and the baby is sleeping for an hour and a half to 3 hours. It's getting shorter every day, unfortunately. My husband teleworks a couple days a week, and so on the days he's home, we are able to help each other with the kids, and I'm able to get more work done on the days he's not home. Then the pockets of time are even smaller, and usually I have to wait until he returns from work, and then I can get work done in the evenings. One of the biggest challenges about trying to work from home with the kids is that when I am working, it seems like my toddler gets naughtier when she knows that I'm busy and trying to do something. The older kids also say I get yelly and growly. So I'm doing my best to try to have better patience and not to get upset and feel on edge because I have other things I'm required to do in addition to taking care of them. The next thing that has stayed the same is social interaction, or lack thereof. Number 1, going to stores and shopping. In terms of bringing our whole family, we would avoid that like the plague before the pandemic of bringing children into Walmart or anywhere else. We would usually just go as an individual adult to get what we needed. So that didn't change anything. In terms of haircuts, we really don't go that often, so our need for hair salons is very, very little. My husband cuts my son's hair, I cut my husband's hair, and then my daughter and I, we really only get our hair cut like maybe twice a year, and the toddler hasn't even gotten her hair cut yet. The next thing is that we don't really hang out with friends very much. We just haven't had time and don't have time with being so busy with raising the 3 kids, and we were in newborn stage, infant stage, toddler stage for such a long time. It really didn't happen very often. And our family lives between 4 and 7 hours away, so traveling to visit them doesn't happen very often. What has changed with social interaction is mostly related to the church activities that we participated in. We would go to church on Sunday. I'm one of the leaders of the middle school youth group. My kids go to an after-school program at church on Wednesdays. I'm part of the praise team, so we would practice on Tuesdays. And then I'm part of the leadership team, which has a meeting once a month. A subcommittee has a meeting once a month. And then I'm part of an education-related committee, which has a meeting once a month. So all those meetings that used to be face-to-face are now through Zoom. So that social interaction still happens, it's just in a different format. But the reality is the social interactions that we did have in our community were mainly with the church. So that has changed. My camera overheated, so new location. The last thing that stayed the same is family time. We're still watching a ton of TV. Curious George episodes are really annoying when you watch them for probably the 15th time. Thank goodness the Curious George app finally gave us some new episodes to watch because we were all going nuts. Kids are watching all kinds of YouTube video channels, Minecraft YouTubers, Cookie Swirl C YouTube channel, and every night is now a family night in terms of movies, and now we're rewatching all of the Star Wars episodes, so that's kind of fun. We still go for bike rides, we still go for walks, we go for nature hikes and find different plants and animals and birds. The kids love exploring, and we get to go out fishing on our boat. What has changed is also family time. There's a lot more of it. There's more bickering because we're together more often, but there's a lot more conversation. We're getting to know each other better. We're starting to learn how each of us ticks. And even though we don't get along all the time, I think we're finding ways that we can really grow and mature, especially maybe me, being a better mom, being a better listener, having more patience, but also for the kids to start learning that, you know, sometimes there's challenges and hardships in life, and you don't always get to see your friends, which you guys know is really important for kids, and being able to really have those strong bonds built with your own siblings is going to be something that's lifelong. Although this pandemic has changed our lives, we've adjusted to it and will continue to adjust as we need to. But there are a few things that I want to share about what I'm thankful for and what I'm concerned about. I'm incredibly grateful that my husband has a job and that I have a job and that my children have teachers that are continuing to maintain relationships with them and give them learning opportunities. I'm concerned and heartbroken, just as I was before, for those who have lost jobs, whose small businesses, whose livelihoods are in peril, for those who are ill with any disease, for those who have lost loved ones during this time, and for those who are struggling with anxiety, with depression, and with all types of mental and emotional hardships during this time. I think of all of them and I pray for them every day. The last thing I want to share is that I am so grateful and thankful for all the healthcare professionals and support staff that include my own friends and family who are doing their job just like they did before and taking care of people, and also now facing this pandemic head on. So in conclusion, some things change, some things will continue to change, but not everything. And for that, I am thankful. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel, Master of CheMOMstry. There's a button on the lower right-hand side that you can click, and then you'll be able to get notifications about my latest videos. Our experiences can teach us so much, and I love sharing them with you. Thanks for watching.